Today we're gonna be talking about listings. Matter of fact, I was going out of the house, and I don't know if y'all got y'all let me mute this. Boom. Your Texas Realtors. Let me get rid of my background real quick. No, I don't even know how to do that. Nope. 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 All right, boom. There we go. There we go. All right, boom. Do that real quick, just so y'all can see my computer. But the Texas Realtors magazine. How many of y'all get this magazine? Do y'all get that magazine? You got it, Brandon? Pat, you get that magazine?
Yeah, I just need to go. I'm pretty sure it's
Say it again, Pat.
nah. Yeah, I get it. I just don't. I think I just don't have the latest edition. I need to go check my mail.
All right, got you.
Yeah, I get it too.
Two? All right, good, good, good. All right, yeah, I'm getting people saying, yeah, I didn't send that passcode out, Brandon. So some people, man, don't need the passcode. I don't know how it determines it, but we'll make sure we get the passcodes out next time to everybody. Jamie, Terry, do y'all get the Texas magazine?
I don't know. I don't think I do.
Now, Terry, you signed up with HAR, huh?
Yes.
All right, so it should be getting mailed to you. If not, they do have a digital copy of it.
I think I do. I have the digital copy.
You got the
I
digital.
think I get the digital copy. I'm always getting stuff.
Got you. All right, 'cause that's kind of what we're gonna be talking about this article that they wrote about getting more listings, and then just kind of talk about different I guess different ways, strategies. That's what I'm looking for. Different strategies that we could utilize to get listings. So that's what our time today. You know, we do these lead generation trainings every quarter. We pick a different theme or whatever to address. Maybe every now and again we bring in somebody to address us on getting more leads. But today we're going to focus on lead generation. So if you do need to figure out how to find a magazine, and I actually recommend these magazines because they do give good insights, good advice, good strategies that you can employ. So I do, what's the word I'm looking for? I do recommend, I guess that's it. But if you go to Google and just Google Texas Realtor magazine, that's another way for you to access it, even if you don't get the paper copy. See? So there it is right there, featured. Learn how to get more listings.
Good luck.
This is what we're going to be talking about today, based off of this article. See, I think you could even click on it in here. If you want to download the whole magazine, you can download the whole magazine right here, or you could read the digital edition. So there's other ways that you could access it as well. So the story that we're looking at all right, so before we get started, I know there's some people, there go Jamie, you got your picture in the background and all that, girl, get right, let's go. Get right.
I don't know how they got back there actually, but okay.
You know how that picture got back there. Stop playing.
I don't. I've been trying to figure out how to just put the picture so you won't have a black background, but
yeah,
it's in the background of me showing up, so it's weird. I don't know, but I just showed up because I didn't want you to think I was trying to buck the system. Like
I appreciate you. I
Yeah.
appreciate you complying. You was like, I got to get in compliance. All right, but I do want, we got a small group on, so let's just kind of go around the table real quick. Introduce yourself, how long you've been in real estate, and then I want you to tell me what's your number one lead generation technique that you use right now. So let's go ahead and start with the person that's not in compliance. Terry, we're gonna let Terry go first.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Wow.
Terry's gonna go first. She's not in compliance.
Right. What I'm using for lead generations, other people. That's what
Well,
I'm
you
word
gotta
of mouth.
well, first introduce yourself, Terry. Introduce yourself in real estate, and then your number one.
Okay, my name is Terry Petrie.
Mhm.
I've been in real estate actively for about 3 months now. Prior to that, actually, I got into real estate about 17 years ago.
Mhm.
Real estate selling. I did more of the lending side probably about 20 years ago, but actively now getting back into real estate selling May or April of 2021. And right now, what I utilize is just word of mouth, to be completely honest, because I have not set up on social. Well, I'm on social media, but I have not been actively generating any leads utilizing that system yet. I'm kind of behind right now. Just out networking, attending socials, and word of mouth.
Okay. All right. Thank you for sharing. All right, Jamie, your turn.
Good afternoon. I'm Jamie Hughes Upperwall. I have been in the real estate industry pretty much all of my life. I come from a real estate family, but I've been a licensed realtor for about 2 years. And what I do to generate leads is I try to stay active, first of all, within the brokers a bit, trying to do better on that too, because we generate leads here. And just try to pay attention. I notice if you pay attention, a lot of times, I know that might sound a little weird, but for me, if I pay attention, I can generate leads that way. I don't know if that makes any sense, but anyway, I also attend social events just like Terry, and why do I want to say fraternize? I don't know, but anyway, fellowship with my fellow society friends. That's how I generate leads. It's just, staying connected and paying attention, and just being patient too.
Okay. All right. Appreciate you sharing that. Thanks, Jamie. All right, Brandon, you next, bud.
Brandon Patterson. I've been in real estate professionally as an investor for about 4 years now. As a realtor, this will be my first calendar year. I haven't done much work as a realtor. From my interactions as a realtor, they've been pretty much just from word of mouth. I have a number of different networks and associations that I'm a part of. So I leverage a lot of my networks in regards to finding clients, doing deals and things of that nature. I'm also affiliated with some mortgage loan originators and whatnot. So I use my network primarily right now. I am looking to expand my my apartment finder brand, and thus I've started to create landing pages, my social medias, and even created ads right now that I'm looking to go ahead and see what type of lead generation it'll come from. But I haven't seen any numbers since I've created it, but it's only been in like a day. So until I get some energy from it, it's just something that I'm testing, but it's something that I'm looking to hopefully be able to leverage.
Okay, awesome. All right, good stuff. All right, Pat, your turn, buddy. And for those that are just logging in, we're going through introductions, introducing yourself, saying how long you've been in real estate, and giving us your number one method of generating leads. And what we're going to be talking about today is getting more listings. All right, go ahead, Pat.
Hey everybody, I'm Patrick Schenkel. I've been licensed for a while. I've been one of the first licensed people with Brooks and Davis. I've been doing real estate on and off. The past 2 years have been pretty more consistent for me. And the way for me, because with what I found success for me these past 2 years were just, I actually was word of mouth. I was able to get people I know. And then from there, I'm starting to get those referrals. And right now I'm in the process of working with a marketer person, and I'm probably going to start boosting more on social media.
Okay, good stuff. Thank you for sharing, Pat. Appreciate that. All righty, Tempest, your turn. Oh, and also, because for you all that came on a little later, y'all probably didn't get the disclaimer. So when I like doing the trainings, I like to see y'all faces, feel your energy, see what's going on. You know, just seeing this black box with your name on it is just so cold to me. So if you could just turn on your camera, let me see who you are. There you go. All right, go ahead, Tempest.
Okay. I'm Tempest LaFontaine. I just got my license. It was March 13th of this year, and I'm excited. So really what I've been utilizing a lot is social media, because I am very much a people person, and you know, I have persuasive ways about me to get people to pay attention to the things that I say. So yeah, I've been using my social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram. I have Twitter. Because I am new, what has been working for me a lot is doing, you know, my virtual desk time, because I have actually acquired up to almost 10 prospects, I will say, for right now. And this has only been for Monday and yesterday.
Well, hold on, Tempest. Let me stop you right there. So you saying you was taking advantage of the virtual desktop, and you've been able to pick up 10 prospects over a couple of days?
I want to say almost, because one of them, I'm waiting on his response for his correct email address.
Yeah.
But other than that, yes.
Girl, I'm gonna need to make commercial utilizing you, because I don't think people are taking advantage of the virtual desktop. But you are a success story. But go ahead.
Yeah, so that's what I've been doing. And I plan on, you know, trying to get out more, you know, do the face-to-face, word of mouth thing, once I'm able to move around, hopefully by the end of this week. And then, you know, I'll be able to take off from there, because I'm a mover and shaker. You know, it's like I can sit and do the computer work and the phone work and all that, but, you know, I like to also get out and be more present as well.
Okay,
So,
thank you.
that's me.
Thank you for sharing that with us, Tempest. Appreciate that.
No problem.
All right, I think this may be one of our newest members right here, Miss Shantae Kleins. We're introducing ourselves, how long we've been in real estate, and number one method of generating business.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am, we can hear you.
Okay, so sorry, it's a little fuzzy. Okay, well, I'm new to real estate, and number one way of generating resources. I haven't figured out one yet, but I'm willing to try them all.
Absolutely. So you need to make sure you got your pen and pad out, and you're getting great recommendations from some of the people that have been here more seasoned on some of the things that they're using, that you can utilize. And then as we begin our coaching, as we get you on board and things like that, we begin the coaching and that kind of stuff. We'll definitely put together a solid plan for you. So welcome.
Okay.
First of all, congratulations for passing the test, and welcome to the family.
Thank you.
Shantae actually went through our affiliate program. We helped her get on the hump, get licensed, and now she's ready to go.
Yes, I'm ready to go.
Congratulations. All right, Valerie, your turn.
Hi, everyone. I'm Valerie Powell.
Hey, Valerie.
Mike, you got my text?
Let me see.
So
Okay, I
I've
got you.
been, I've been working, I've been doing real estate since 2008.
Mhm.
And for me, lead generation for me is basically right now word of mouth. And I get a lot of referrals off my social media pages for the most part.
Okay. So social media.
Right, from past clients, word of mouth, and then from social media.
Okay, cool. All right. Thanks for sharing, Val. I appreciate that. All right. My man Roy. Roy, your turn, bud.
Hey, Mike. Hey, I'm on the road. That's why you don't see my picture. So I'm on I-10 right now, heading to San Antonio. But my name's
No
Roy
worries.
Moses. Been in real estate a little over 15 years, I believe. My main lead generation has been word of mouth and referrals. Seems like you do real good by clients. They start referring to you to people they know, and so on, and it kind of evolves from there.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, bud. Appreciate that. Okay, let's see. Did I get it? I think I missed. Who's iPad? I don't know who iPad is.
Me, Terica.
Oh, Terica. Hey, Terica, can you turn your camera on?
Let me try.
All right.
No, I'm at work. Let's see.
Let's see.
Y'all can see me?
We did it. I think you, let me see. Yeah, there we go. I see you. There you go.
You see me?
Oh, I see you. I see you.
Hey, hey.
What's going on? Well, welcome. Terica's one of our affiliate members. So we just worked on setting a date to pass that exam, huh?
Yes. I
All right.
reset it because I had some issues going on. So
All right.
I reset it for so last week in this month, July, 1st of August.
Okay, so July 1st of August, perfect. And you may be one of my first candidates. I'm actually through getting certified and doing guided meditation to assist with exam preparation, to
Okay.
with the mindset and you know, the mental components of it. So you may be one of my first candidates for a in-person guided meditation exercise. Takes about 30 minutes to make sure that you're going into that exam in the right state to put you in the
Yes.
best position to pass the first time.
Okay.
We want you to pass
The first time, yes.
Yes. So yeah, if you're going to be taking it at the end of the month, then I would say be looking out. I was saying about a week, maybe week and a half for that information to go out. So I can get you on the calendar and we can knock that.
Okay. Okay.
Have you ready to go? All right, well,
All
I'm
right.
excited. All right, well, yeah, you go ahead and have your pen and pad out as well as we begin talking about, because these are the things you're going to be needing to do once you get that license to begin building business. All right.
Yes, sir.
All right, perfect. All right, so now what most of you are, and again, y'all chime in. This is not necessarily a lecture. It's more of a discussion. So y'all chime in if y'all have questions. I am going to put the chat up so I can see that. And then if y'all have comments, especially some of my more seasoned agents, if y'all have comments that y'all want to share, please feel free to do that as well. Let me pull my chat, make sure I got my chat up so I can see. All right, so y'all can hear with the chat or just unmute yourself. But you know, the common thread that, you know, for the most part, a lot of people mentioned had to do with word of mouth, right? And so before we get into talking about getting more listings, you know, we'll understand the importance of listings and why it's a smart decision to design your real estate business around picking up listings. So we're going to talk about that as well. Because when you first get in a business organically, buyers, you're going to be attracting buyers, like people that want to buy, people that want to rent apartments. Like you're going to be attracting those kind of people. And a lot of it has to do with the fact that as a professional, you probably feel more comfortable engaging those type of clients because they don't necessarily pay you. Like you don't get paid by a buyer. You know, you get your portion of the commission from the buyers, the listing agent. You don't pay an apartment, you know, the apartment person, the person that you help with an apartment, they don't pay you. person that you help with a rental home, that person doesn't pay you. So I think it's kind of twofold. Number one is more people out there that are not, that there are more people out there looking to buy and rent and all that stuff. There are more of that. And then as a professional, especially coming in brand new, you're a lot more comfortable asking to do business with them because you know that to them, they don't have to pay anything extra. So I feel like that's probably why that dynamic is created when people first get into real estate. All right. So now the other thing is, before we get into listings, you want to make sure that you're leveraging your sphere of influence. Like you got to make sure that you're leveraging those people. Everybody that knows you, that already loves you, they should know that have had any kind of engagement with you. They should know that you do real estate, and they should know on a consistent basis. The very first thing that you should do before we get out into cold calling or listings or knocking on doors or networking, like before you do all of that, you need to make sure you have something in place to where on a consistent basis, whether that's weekly, monthly, quarterly, annually, depending on who the person is, that you should be on a consistent, some level of consistency, you should be engaging the people that already know you, already love you, already done business with you or co-worked with you. They should be knowing on a consistent basis that you do real estate, and that if they have a need or if they know anybody that has a need, that you need to be their realtor. You need to be their go-to person, the person that can help them. So it's about staying top of mind with those individuals. So that should be your first form of how you're going to generate business, how you're going to generate leads, how you're going to grow your business. And I meet so many realtors that don't have that first aspect in place. They don't have what I would consider the foundation of just being able to leverage the people that they already know. All right, so that's the first part. All right, so now for you all that came in a little later, I'm going through, this is a magazine that's inside of, this is the Texas Realtors magazine. And they had an article in there talking about getting more listings. And then so the conversation that we have today, I'm going to frame it around that article. If you go into Google and you Google Texas Realtor magazine, then it'll take you to their website and you'll be able to pull up the digital magazine. So this is what I have right here is the digital magazine and the digital article that we're going to be going through together. And then I have the paper one in here as well. So, and it's funny because, I just went through that whole spiel. And again, if you guys got questions, man, make sure you ask the question, whether it's to me or there's a lot of seniority on this training today. So even if I answer the question, there's a lot of others that can answer the question as well, as far as their experience and their expertise. All right, but the very first thing that they mentioned in the magazine is strengthen your sphere of influence, is the very first thing that they talked about. So before they even talked about anything specific to getting listings, they said strengthen your sphere of influence. And they talk about this pipeline of referrals and repeat business. Like if you're going to build consistency in your business, you have to create a pipeline to where you have a continual flow of business. I actually know Tina Wilcher. She's out of Houston. So this is the comment that she said. She now works with Century 21, but we work together with the Houston Black Real Estate Association. We've also worked together with the Houston Association of Realtors. So Tina is the person that's in the middle. And she was a part of this article that they talked about. She does a lot of work with TAR as well. And one of the things that she said was that, it's easier to work with people who already know you, like you, and trust you than to build new relationships. We have a lot of business in our contacts and we don't even reach out to those people. To get more business, agents should try to cultivate, nurture, and grow the relationships they already have. One of the things that I would take out of, she says to get more business, agents should try to cultivate, nurture, and grow. And I would say take try out and you need to do it, period. Like that is critical to your business, nurturing, cultivating, and growing your current relationships. Right. So one of the things that we help you out with through the coaching is that we help show you strategies and techniques on how you can better do that. But the reality is you got to go into it with the mind frame of, if I don't do nothing else as it relates to growing my business, I got to make sure that I'm nurturing, cultivating, and growing my current relationships. So that's what that is. That's what that is all about. You know, one of the other people that was interviewed for this, Jody Charette, she's a broker owner. So she's like me. I'm a broker owner. She's a broker owner out of Houston. She teaches the GRI. So she talks about, you know, with us coming to the end of the pandemic, going out and meeting people, being in front of people, you know, taking someone to coffee, invite someone to lunch, participate in your industry, go to events and do things. So one of the things that I know that I've been saying I'm going to start doing, but I haven't got to it yet. There's a couple of organizations that I'm a part of. One of them is called the Houston Black Leadership Institute. You know, I'm a part of my church in leadership as far as my church, you know, in other capacities. And I told myself that if not at least once, and if not every week, at least every other week, that I wanted to grab a coffee with somebody that was in my relationship, that was in that organization. Say, we'll take the Houston Black Leadership Institute. It's about 85 people in that organization. You know, just go through the list and invite, you know, every other week, hey, let's grab some coffee, just to learn more about their business, you know, not necessarily to try to sell them on doing real estate, but to go in being curious about them and seeing what opportunities there were for, you know, not just them to do business with me, but maybe for me to do business with them or refer them business. What I found, and I've been doing real estate for over 16 years and been a broker for 14 of them. What I found is that when you approach someone from a standpoint of how can you help, then the law of reciprocity automatically kicks in. When you come and even if you bought them that cup of coffee, then you positioned yourself in their mind to where they feel like they got to do something for you, right? They want to do something for you. I mean, it's just, I think it's a law of nature, in my opinion, the law of reciprocity, to where people are just automatically going to want to help. So, you know, that's a strategy that I feel like you could utilize if you wanted to decide, go through your phone and say, hey, look, at least once a week, I'm gonna go to get some coffee. Like, so, and you know, $5 cup of coffee, you know, doing it once a week, that's $20 a week, right? I don't know what, you know, lead generation program that you could be spending money on that's as cheap as $5 a week, right? So, but it can have a humongous impact on the growth of your business by just going through your phone and taking somebody out for a cup of coffee and just learning about their business. So even if it's it doesn't necessarily have to be somebody that's just intimate, just super intimate in your circle. You know, we meet people all the time. You know, we're moving around, especially in this business. We meet people all the time. So it could be a coworker, it could be somebody you went to church with, somebody that lives in your neighborhood, but just ask them out for coffee and just say, hey, look, I just want to learn a little bit more about what you do. Spend about, 30 minutes to an hour. It doesn't have to be a long amount of time that you're spending with them. Put it on the calendar, and just fill your calendar up with coffee appointments. Like that right there is going to help bring you a lot of quality clients, a lot of quality clientele. We tend to go after, when we first get into business, we tend to go after things like cold calling. We tend to go after, knocking on doors, social media. We tend to go after those things. And what I can tell you is that, and anybody else kind of chime in if you agree with me, the better leads, the better quality of lead is a lead that comes from somebody that already knows, likes, and trusts you, right? Whether it's them doing business with you or whether them referring business. Those, what I found, have been the better quality of lead. They've been the easier person to work with, the easier to get the transaction through, those kind of leads. The leads that come from the cold calling, the leads that come from the knocking on doors and doing some of this other stuff, man, those leads can be challenging. So that's what I found. So I would say definitely leverage what you already have in your hand. And that's what they talk about in the beginning of the article, strengthening your sphere of influence. The second one, I feel like agents don't do enough of this, letting everyone know you're in real estate. And here's the key word in that: everyone. Let everyone know. I mean, when you go get you some gas, let that man know you do real estate. When you go to the grocery store and you standing next to somebody in the aisle in the grocery store, let them know you do real estate. Let everybody know you do real estate, right? Because this is what you're building your career around. Like, this is how you're going to take care of yourself. This is how you're going to take care of your family. So, you know, take advantage of all these moments that we experience on a daily basis. All these moments where we pass by people in the street. Y'all know we in the South, so we quick to speak to somebody. We quick to tell somebody hi, or how you doing, or wave. So I'm just saying, go to the next step. Hey, how you doing? Just letting you know I'm in real estate. You know anybody that has a real estate need, right? Or hey, how you doing? I'm a realtor, Michael Davis. Stick your hand out there. People are going, when you stick your hand out there in where we live, that Southern hospitality, you stick your hand out there, they're going to grab your hand, they're going to shake it. They are. And I know what y'all going to say, oh, but it's COVID-19, people ain't trying to touch you. Well, if they don't want to touch you, respect that. But I promise you, you're going to have more often than not, they'll be willing to do it. But what I want you to understand is this is how you're going to make your money. These kind of activities, there's no magic pill. This is the stuff that you're going to have to do to build your real estate business. And you're going to have to take control of that. You're going to have to make sure that the result that you want outweighs the feeling, the negative emotions that may be created by being shy or by being afraid that they may not receive me. That person don't know me, they may not receive me. They may put these walls up. Like, your desire to achieve the result or the success in your real estate business has to outweigh those feelings of worry and apprehension and angst. It's got to outweigh that, because guess what? If it doesn't, and you continually try to approach your business and you allow anxiety and fear of rejection and worry, and you allow all that stuff to outweigh you getting the results, you getting the success that you want in your business based on the activities that I'm telling you to do. If you approach your business like that, then you're not going to be successful. You got to take action. So as your broker, right? As your broker, as your coach, a lot of you all have mentors, you know, we're here, this support is here to just tell you what actions to take. But we're not taking the actions for you. So I can tell you all day long what to do. I can give you a list all day long of strategies, techniques, technologies of what to do. But if you don't take action and actually do what we say between myself, the coaches, the mentors, then you're not going to have the success that you want. It's just not going to happen. There's no other way for me to put it. If you don't take the actions that we're just here to make sure that you're not wasting your time, that you're not wasting your action and your energy on things that are not going to work. So we're here to do that, right? So we're going to tell you the right things to do. We're going to tell you the things, and you guys can trust us in that stuff because we've been here. We done done it. We're proven. But if you're not going to do it, take the action, then you're not going to have the success, period. And there's no other way to shape it, no other way to put it, no other excuses we can come up with, no other reasons that we can hide behind. It's only because you're not taking it. If a person's not successful with Brooks and Davis real estate firm, the reason is that they're not taking action. There's no other reason that they're not making it with Brooks and Davis. Now, for other brokers, hey, you may not be getting the support. You may not be getting accessibility. You may not be getting all that other stuff, the training and the resources. But with us, you getting all of that. So if you ain't making it, it's because you're not taking action, period. Terry gave a great recommendation as well. Also wear your name tag when you're out about in public. Absolutely. And I say take it a step further, Terry. Get this R. Every day I have this R on. Every day. Whether it's on with my little pen or whether I have on one of my polos that has the R on it. But every day I have the R because people recognize what that R means. And a lot of times people are going to engage you if they have it's a great way to attract, to pull out people that have a real estate need. and make them feel comfortable by doing it. There have been plenty times where I was in the elevator and picked up leads because somebody said, "Oh, you're a realtor?" Boom. That's how it always starts. "Oh, you're a realtor." There's been plenty times where I was, going to the store, going to get some gas, out and about with my family, no matter where, in church, no matter where. And somebody saw this R and said, "Oh, you're a realtor." So when somebody, another key point that I want to jump in as it relates to lead generation is one thing to attract the lead, meaning, "Oh, you're a realtor." So now you've just attracted the lead, but you haven't captured it, right? So you got to attract and capture. Attract and capture. What do I mean by that? When they say, "Oh, you're a realtor," you need to capture their information, because if a follow-up process begins, right? They say fortune is in the follow-up. So you want to position yourself to be able to follow up with them. You got to capture their information. Phone number, email, mailing address, capture as much as you can, because now you got options on how you can follow up with them, right? So you got to capture that information. So when they say, "Oh, you're a realtor," then you got to make sure you have your script ready. "Absolutely, I'm a realtor. You have a real estate need? Is it something I can assist you with? You know somebody that has a real estate need?" Like, be ready to pounce when they come in there with it. Because they may come back and say, "You know what? I was thinking about buying a house." "Oh, perfect. Well, I got some great information that I can send over to you. Why don't you let me get your phone number, your email, and I can get that information over to you," right? You got to give them a reason to give you their information. Don't just ask for it. They have to give it to you because there's something in addition that you want to give to them. And the only way you can get that information to them is either through text message, either through email, either through phone call. So I need your contact information, even through mail, right? So I need your contact information to offer you something. Now, I know you all next question like, "Well, Mike, what am I going to give them? What I'm going to send them? What I'm going to tell them?" Hey, we got plenty of stuff that we can tell y'all to send to people. So don't even worry about that. At this point, just worry about capturing the information, right? And then it's plenty things that you can send to people. I mean, go to Google. Google has a plethora of information. Or just call me. Call your mentor and say, "Hey, look, I got this person's information. They said they was interested in buying. I told them I was going to follow up and send them some stuff. That's why I got their information. What can I send them to?" Right? And we got you covered, right? So you're not gonna be lying to people. We ain't telling you to go out there and lie to nobody. So let everyone know that you're in real estate. And again, I feel like the easiest ways, like Terry said, wear your name tag. Everybody got a badge. So wear your badge when you're out. Everywhere you go, put your badge on and get as many of these RPNs as you can, because you are gonna lose them, because I lose them. But get as many of them as you can and make sure you have an R on wherever you go, and be ready to have that conversation with somebody about what you do. You be ready to start the conversation. Don't wait for them to start it, right? So even if you don't have your R on, even if you don't have your badge on, you go in with the mindset that I'm going to talk to as many people as possible. I'm going to influence. I'm going to initiate as many conversations as I can with as many people as I can about me doing real estate. I'm going to do that. All right. All right. So they also talked about, so now they're supposed to be talking about listings. She says, "Let everybody know you're in real estate. Always bring the topic up." Look, so Terry, you must have read the article too. Nah, you probably knew this already because we say it. But one of the other people that they interviewed here says, "Wear your real estate name tag in public. People will see the name tag, strike up a conversation, and ask how the market is doing." Yeah, so they absolutely do that. Now, this is where I disagree with him on. He says those business cards don't make you any money just sitting in a box in your desk drawer. That 25-cent business card may turn into a $500,000 deal, he says. Now, here's my take on business cards. I feel like a lot of times we use business cards as a cop-out, because remember what I said earlier, it's one thing to attract the lead, it's another thing to capture the lead. Well, if I give you a business card, then that gives them no reason to give you their contact information. And more than likely what they're going to do is say, oh, well, I'll send it to you, or I'll text it to you, or I'll email it to you. But guess what? If they don't, you have no way of capturing that lead that you attracted. So now you put in that work, you know, you went to wherever you went to, you wore whatever you wore, you engaged, right? You initiated conversations, you did all of that stuff, but now you won't be able to capitalize off of all the energy and effort that you did because you're not able to capture the contact information. So sometimes it's better to say, hey, man, you know what? I just gave out my last business card. When they ask, hey, do you have a business card? Man, I just ran out. But if you give me your information, I can make sure that I send you my information. So that's another great way to get people to give you their information. Hey, give me your phone number and I'll text you my digital business card or my business card, right? Give me your email. I'll email you my business card. Give me your phone number. So, a lot of times we, especially when we come into this business, there have been many times where agents don't even begin telling people that they're in real estate until they get their business cards. They're like, well, I'm gonna wait till I get my business cards, start telling everybody, start doing this. And I'm like, no, them business cards shouldn't stop you from anything. Matter of fact, the business, and maybe it has something to do with they don't feel official. Maybe you don't feel official until you got some business cards. Maybe that's what it is. But I think a lot of it has to do with the perception that they feel like somebody else is gonna have if they tell them we don't have business cards. I don't carry business cards on me. Matter of fact, it's an inconvenience for me to go get I keep my business cards in my car. So if I'm out with somebody and they ask for my business card, I would literally have to go to my car and get the business card. So, and I don't feel like doing that. So I'm going to figure out whatever way I can, say whatever I need to say to make them feel comfortable enough to give me their information, and then I can send them my card later. That's what because I ain't gonna want to walk to the car to get my business card, right? So then now when I tell them, oh man, I left all my cards in the car, I'm not lying, right? They are in the car. I left them in the car. Let me go ahead and get your information, and then I can follow up with you with the information that's on my card, right? So I would definitely approach. So I disagree with Darian Roche. He's looks like he's a lender that talked as it relates to the business card piece. Okay, the other thing they talked about open houses, saying that open houses are one of the least expensive ways to generate buyer and seller leads, especially when combined with other strategies. Okay, I agree. I think open houses is a great technique. We have a lot of listings, especially if you're a new agent, working with a mentor. We have listings that you all can do open houses on, right? And the beauty of doing the open house is not the open house. It's not the event. It's the marketing of the event. Because a lot of us were apprehensive about engaging people because we feel like we don't have nothing to say. We don't have anything to tell them. Well, now, if you're doing an open house, you do have something to tell them. So you don't have to feel apprehensive about calling. So now if you call everybody in your phone and say, hey, this is Mike. I'm checking in with you because I'm letting you know I'm going to be doing an open house on this Saturday. You may be in the market. Do you know anybody that's currently in the market that may be interested in coming to my open house, right? So now, even if they don't know even if they're not in the market, they're not interested, that's one more touch for you to stay top of mind in their heads of what you do, number one. Number two, if it gives you an opportunity to ask them for a referral. Who do you know that's looking to buy? Because they may know somebody and they forgot about you. They forgot you did real estate. They just had a conversation with somebody that said they was thinking about buying or selling their house. And now that you called, you brought it back to their memory that they just had spoke to this person. And now that's the way, again, you've attracted the lead. So now you got to capture the information. So that happened to me many times. I, would call somebody just out of the blue, just random phone call. And they were like, oh man, it's crazy. You just called. I was talking to so-and-so yesterday. And I was talking to so-and-so last week. And they said that they needed this or needed that. So that stuff really works. So that stuff really works as far as utilizing and leveraging the open house. Same thing on social media. We talk about we want to utilize social media. We want to market on social media. That's all really what social media marketing is telling your audience what you got going on, letting them know about the activities that you're doing. So if you just finished the training, you letting your people on social media know, hey, look, I just finished this lead generation training. So, now I'm looking to grow my business. Who do you know that's looking to buy a house, sell a house, or invest in real estate? I'm doing this weekend, I'm doing an open house. Who do you know that's in the market to purchase a home? Or I'm doing an open house. Who do you know in the market that may be thinking about selling their home? So then they can hire me. I can do an open house in their house, right? So that's what you want to use the open house for, as a reason to engage and talk to people without feeling those negative emotions that come, that apprehension of I'm bothering them, or I'm, hey, no, I'm informing you. I'm educating you on what's going on. So doing open houses on a consistent basis puts you in a position to where you can consistently engage people with something of value to tell them. All right. So that's the thing about open houses. And open houses is the only thing that you can do that with. Right. So there's a multitude of things that you can utilize. I mean, hey, when you go out there and visit a new home builder, right? You can reach out to people, say, hey, look, I'm going out to Perry Homes this weekend. So I'm just reaching out to some people that may be in the market to buy, to see if there's something that some question they may want me to ask the builder and get back with them on, or, just see if anybody needs anything before I go out to meet with Perry Homes. And you could just go through your phones and start asking everybody in your phone that question. Again, there's so many activities that can grow your business that don't require a card, don't require money, don't require any of that stuff. It just requires energy and time, especially when you're first getting in. That's how you build the business from nothing. All right. Send a personal note. That's also something that we did a lot of, sending thank you notes. All right. Whenever I picked up a new listing client, I sent them a thank you note. Whenever we picked up a new buyer client, send them a thank you note. Whenever I was talking about those coffee appointments with people, whenever I went on a coffee appointment or a lunch appointment, I would send them a thank you card, right? So now that's another where you want to capture as much information on them as you can. You want to capture that mailing address because there is something that again, there's a feeling that it emotes when a person receives a thank you card from you. It leaves a more impressionable impact on the individual when you do it. And handwritten cards, how much do they cost, man? You can go to Target, get you about 50 handwritten cards. It may cost you about $5. Right? And they ain't got to be fancy cards, just blank cards. Get the little envelope, and then you can just write your thank you note in there. Hey, I'm glad we had coffee the other day. I look forward to us doing business. You can take one of the business cards, prop it in that thank you card, and then send that out in the mail. All right. It was something that we did. We looked for multiple reasons to send thank you cards. My goal was to send out 10 thank you cards per week is what the goal was. So what does that mean? That means I have to be active in at least 10 things that would qualify me to send that person a thank you card. So that's another thing that we did, another strategy that we use to really stay top of mind with people. That's what as a realtor, you're battling for space in people's mind. That's what you're doing. You're battling every day. You're battling to maintain or to enhance your position in a person's mind as it relates to real estate. And that's whether your family member, your friend, your coworker, y'all used to go to school together, whatever. Every day you're battling to either maintain or grow your position. You definitely don't want to lose your position. And guess what? There are other real estate professionals that every day they compete with you to try to gain more space in the mindsets of the people that are in your sphere. So that's why it's important that you have to constantly be active. You have to constantly be in people's face so you can either maintain or grow your position in as many people's minds as possible. So when they think real estate, they think of you. They completely associate real estate with you. And that's what you're battling to do every day as it relates to growing business, right? And that requires a lot of activity. I guess Mr. Roush says handwritten notes add a personal touch. They can build relationships that generate referrals. He says he sends notes to frequent contacts every 60 to 90 days is what he did. Says in this electronic world we're in, the fact that you wrote me a personal note, put an envelope, put a stamp on that, and went to the post office to drop it off tells me you took time out of your busy day to think of me. It just needs to be a few lines, maybe just wishing me a happy summer. It's a wonderful little gift, he said. I agree with him wholeheartedly about that. The power of the personal note, and it probably does have something to do with the person feeling like the person, hold on, guys. Let me give him this thing. Got some people still trying to get on. Got to give them this the passcode. All right. So yeah, it probably has something to do with the fact that they feel like, oh man, you took time out of your day to do all of those things for me. Guess what it does? It makes them feel special. And people want to feel special. And they want to do business with people that make them feel special. So that's what the thank you card does. It makes people feel special. All right. And like he said, it does not have to be a long, drawn out essay. It'd be 1 or 2 lines. That's it. It really, because all it was really about was the fact that you did it. You went out there and you did the card. That's all it was really about. All right. Okay, so now they also talked about seeking out expired listings and for sale by owners. All right, so I'm gonna tell y'all my strategies on expired listings and my strategy on for sale by owners. But before I do that, let's see what they said. They said sellers with expired listings and those trying to sell homes themselves have clearly stated that they want to move. Charette says, these groups could be new clients for you. Expired listings didn't work out for whatever reason, typically price. The next agent who comes along needs to be a problem solver and fix the problem, she says. In today's market, the listing should not expire. For sale by owner, sellers usually try to sell their homes for about 6 weeks, she continues. If the home doesn't sell, the sellers often hire an agent. All right, so let's talk about for sale by owners and expireds. Most people, especially when they're brand new, they're scared to mess around with for sale by owners and expireds. And again, it probably has something to do with them feeling that hesitancy, that inadequacy. So I've dealt with expireds, I've dealt with for sale by owners, and I've had those feelings of anxiety and fear and all the stuff that I'm talking about. So I've had all of that. So I'm not going to sit up here and say, hey, you just got to do it, get over it. Like, no, I'm empathizing with you. Like, I know it exists. I know them feelings are real. I get it. So here's the reality though. Listings, you want to drive your business with listings, and expireds are an opportunity for you to get listings. For sale by owners are an opportunity for you to get listings. All right, so now here's the way that I would approach expireds for sale by owners. All right. First of all, they're 2 different things. It's 2 different transaction. It's two different mind frames, 2 different types of person. So we can't put it all together. So we can't combine expireds and for sale by owners. Like, they're 2 different categories, and we need 2 different strategies when we approach them. All right. So let's start with expireds first. All right. For you all that may not know what an expired listing is, or what we mean by that term, because you're going to hear that term a lot. An expired listing is when somebody hires us and we sign a listing agreement, then we put the property on the multiple listing service. So we put it on the MLS. But when you add the property into the MLS, there's you have to put an expiration date in the MLS. So if you got say a 6-month listing, that means you have 6 months. So if I signed it today, Then I have till August, let's see, November, what's it, it's the 7th month. So February of the following year. So February 2022, I have till February 2022 to sell the house. So that's what I would put in the MLS under the expiration date, February 14th. Oh, that's Valentine's Day, 2022 is what I put on there. Well, now, if I go through that 6 months and I don't sell the house, then now the listing agreement has expired, right? And on the MLS, it will show expired if I don't sell it by February 14th. So when February 15th gets here, automatically it's going to put an X in the MLS, right? And for you all that have seen the MLS write-ups, if you haven't, if a property is active, it'll show a green A, right? If it's sold, it'll show an S. If it's under contract, it'll show a P. But if it expires, it'll show an X, right? So when we say when they're saying seek out expired listings, they're saying seek out clients whose contracts expired with their current agent. All right. Now, a lot of times there are these services you can pay them money, and they can supply you the names and the phone numbers of expired listings. They call it skip tracing. So you can spend hundreds of dollars a month to get this information, and then you're to call those people or visit those people and, you know, encourage them to, you know, let you sell their house. Now, here's the thing that really happens though. When the property expires out, it could happen for a couple of reasons. One reason could be that the realtor just forgot to update it in the MLS, because there are instances where the realtor's gotten an amendment to the listing agreement. They've gotten that client to agree to give them more time to sell the property. They just neglected to update the date in the listing in the MLS. So that's why some of those properties are expiring out. And these services that you purchase, the only way that they know is through their connection with the MLS data. So that's how they're pulling the information. Oh, this address, this the person's name, it expired. Here's their phone number, email, and then they add that to the list. So that's how they know. Another reason that it could expire out is the seller says, hey, you know what? Let me take it off the market. So they haven't fired their agent. Let me take it off the market. Or it could be, like I said, it's a multitude of reasons. So you don't know with the expired listings. You don't know why they expired. Well, because you have all of these services that's selling that data to all these different people, and I've seen this happen. When the property expires on the MLS, immediately that client starts getting bombarded with phone calls from realtors. And when I say bombarded, I mean 13, 14, 20 phone calls in a span of a couple of hours from realtors talking about your house is just expired. Did you know that it got expired? And wanting to try to pick that business up. So what I've seen firsthand is that strategy does not work. It does not work because what it does is it irritates the client. I mean, think about it. If I'm going to work, right? And even if I knew it expired, but I'm going to work, going about my day, and I got to keep answering my phone, and I'm keeping to answer my phone and having the same thing, getting the same script, getting the same introduction, like I'm gonna get frustrated. By the end of the day, I'm gonna be frustrated. Whatever my reasons were for the property expiring out, I'm gonna be frustrated at that point. So that does not work. So now what they do teach is that most of the time it is price, you know, why it expired out, or maybe they didn't like their realtor. Because in essence, that's the person that you're looking for. Although there are multiple reasons why it may expire, you're really only looking for the one that they still want to sell and they didn't like their realtor. Their realtor did a bad job. That's the person you're looking for. But there's a multitude of people of why it expires. So how do you find that person? Because that's the person that you want to do a listing appointment with. So how do you find that person? Well, what I decided to do when I was working with expireds is that I stopped working with them when they just expired because I knew what was going to happen. Like their client was going to get the rush, and I didn't want to be a part of that rush. I didn't want to be considered that. I didn't want to evoke that negative emotion that was being evoked with all of these phone calls. I didn't want to do that. So I didn't work with expireds that just expired. I would work with expireds that they had to be expired at least 90 days. I'd say 3 to 6 months, they'd have to be expired. And the reason that I did that was, first of all, I wanted to put enough time in between whatever that past experience was and me, because I did not want to connect myself with that past experience. And something as easy as me saying I'm a realtor could connect me, depending on how horrible the situation or the experience was with their previous realtor. I'm saying I'm a realtor, they a realtor, they may see me as the same. I didn't want that, right? So I wanted to increase my chances of being able to come in with a clean slate, right? Not having any baggage. So I will wait 6 months, all right? So now your question is, well, what if they was, that decreases of your chances of getting a listing? They'll get another agent. And then, yeah, you're right. I will miss out on some that they signed with a new agent immediately. I would have. But look, 1, 2, 3, 4 listings, hey, that could take your business to the next level. So you're not trying to get everybody. You're not trying to get all the expired listings. It's not like it's a shortage of expired listings. It's not. So when I'm working, I can compile me a list. I can give me a list of about, say, 10 listings that had expired, and it's been 6 months. What other agents are contacting them? None, right? And even if they're not, you knew that they wanted to sell in the past. Well, that in most instances, that circumstance hasn't changed inevitably. So there's still an opportunity for them to sell. So even if they don't want to sell then, you plug them into your pipeline, and then maybe you pick up a listing in the next couple of months or even next year. That could be your listing. So what you've now done is you've created this habit of engaging people that you knew at one point wanted to sell. You don't have much competition that you're dealing with because the wave has passed, right? And through your patience, now you're there by yourself, talking to people, working with people, a good pool of people that puts you in a strong position to pick up listings without having to deal with the fluff. So that's why I approached it that way, working with expired listings. The good thing about the reason I say expired listings are different from sale by owners, because expired people that have once used a realtor, they see the value in using a realtor. They already see it, right? With their particular circumstance, it just didn't quite work out with that realtor that they picked, but they see the value in using a realtor. So it's easier to convince them to give it another shot, to give it another go. So that's why expireds are different. For sale by owners, they don't see the value in using a realtor. The for sale by owner feels like they don't need to pay that extra commission. Most for sale by owners, they're trying to save 3%. They're not trying to save the whole 6%. See, we think they're trying to save the whole 6%. Most for sale by owners are cool with paying an agent if you bring the buyer. They're cool with that. They just don't want to pay the listing agent portion of it, right? So they feel like they can do what the listing agent can do. Now, in most instances, just like what they said in the magazine, over 90% of for sale by owners end up using a realtor because they realize they can't do it. So, there is that small percentage, that small 10% that was able to sell their house, and they did it without using a realtor, and they think they save money. They save 3%, but that the amount of money that they sold for is probably substantially less than what they would have been able to sell it for if they use a realtor. So when it's all said and done, they still end up losing because they end up selling a house for less than what they could have got. They still end up leaving money on the table. So trying to save that nickel, they done lost dollars. It happens all the time. But now you can't tell them that, you can't approach them that way because, for for sale by owners are do-it-yourself people, so they feel like they know what they're doing. Like they feel like that, you know, they know it. They know how to do it. So it ain't nothing that you can say that's gonna persuade them any different of that. So you just keep that in the back of your mind that, you know, at some point they're gonna need a realtor. So since you know that, when working with a for sale by owner, I called it dating, right? So when I find somebody that's trying to sell their house by themselves, I'm not trying to convince them at that moment to hire me. I'm not. What I'm trying to do at that moment is for them to get open-minded about allowing me to help them. That's all I'm trying to do. I don't want you to hire me. I just want to stay around you. Like, I want to give you a reason for you to be comfortable for me to be around. That's it. So I can be a resource. I can be an advocate. I can be whatever I need you to be. I just want to be around. Now, why do I want to be around? Because I already know at some point you gonna decide on your own accord that you want to use a realtor. You're gonna make that decision. I just need to be around when you make that decision. So when we were working with for sale by owners, we were doing things like, hey, look, you know, I'll market your property on I have a Facebook business page, and I'll market your property on my page. I'll host an open house for you, right? I'll let you use one of my lock boxes. I'll screen your buyer leads, right? You know, figuring out things of value that you could offer to them at no cost, but it would allow you to stay in the vicinity in a certain parameter with them. Again, the strategy is, the thought process is, at some point, they're gonna use a realtor, because that's what the numbers are telling us. That's what the statistics are telling us, that at some point, they're gonna use a realtor. So I just need to be there. So we used to call that dating a for sale by owner. So again, expired listings for sale by owners are a great strategy for you to be implement into your business if you are going to get super serious about picking up listings. Now, why is it better to go after listings? Because listings attract buyers. See, buyers don't attract listings. Listings attract buyers. See, this is what most for sale by owners don't think or don't know, don't realize. That, because they'll say, hey, if you bring me a buyer, then I'll pay you. Well, for me to bring you a buyer, I need the property. The property is what attracts the buyer, right? The property is the honey. You want bees, right? I need the honey. The honey's gonna bring me. That's like somebody saying, hey, I want a bunch of bees. They got this honey. And you be like, hey man, well, let me get the honey. I can get the bees. No. If you bring me some bees, then I'll give you this honey. Like, but no, the honey, that's what bring the bees. That's what I need, right? So that's kind of what it is with the for sale by owners. They don't realize the property is the thing that we need to bring them the buyer, to attract them to buyer. So as a realtor, if you have 10 listings, for every listing, it's probably gonna get you, I would say, no less than about 2 buyers. You're probably getting no less than about 2 buyer clients for every listing that you have. So now, if you got 10 listings, in reality, you got 30 clients, right? Because for every listing you have, you got 2, you're gonna get at least 2 buyer listings. And that's at least, because you may get more than that. But you're gonna get at least 2 listings. You know, one thing that Tempest said earlier was, you know, utilizing the virtual office desk, and then she's got about 10 prospects. Well, why are they calling the office? They're calling the office asking about properties. They're calling the office asking about listings. Listings is what attracts buyers. So now, when you begin to build your business leveraging listings, then that puts you in a better position to grow your business faster than leveraging buyers, right? So that's why the for sale by owner, the expired, that kind of, you know, once you become efficient in those areas, it exponentially speeds up the process, because you're intentionally playing in a field where all you're dealing with are prospective listings. when working expired listings and for sale by owners. But for most agents, they just don't approach it the right way. And that's why they don't have the impact or the effects that they want to have, because they're approaching it the wrong way. Okay. All right. So now as we continue to move down, they also talk about embracing the open house. So they're bringing the open house up again. Now she says, don't just stick a sign in the yard and hope someone shows up to your open house. Invite the neighbors, knock on doors. I know it's old fashioned, but it works. And she's right. It works 100%. Knocking on the doors of the neighbors, let them know that you're doing an open house. But the magic is in, regardless of what they say, regardless of them saying, yeah, I'm gonna come, or I'm not interested, or, oh yeah, I didn't know they were selling. Regardless of what they say when you knock on that door, the magic is making sure you ask them, all right, that's great. And you can say that's great to whatever their response is. That's great. Who do you know that's looking to buy a house or sell a house that I can talk to today? That's the magic. And that's whether you're going to knock on doors, knocking on a neighbor's door, calling your phone, calling people's phones, sending emails, DMing on social media, whatever. When they respond, you can always follow with that one. And then that helps you, that helps them begin to subconsciously think about it. So don't say, do you know anybody? That's a yes or no question. Close-ended questions, you ain't gonna get nothing, right? You gotta say, who do you know, right? Because who do you know, that's a different question. That forces it. Even if they're not consciously trying to think of somebody, subconsciously, they're subconscious, because our subconscious mind is a problem solver. It solves problems for us. So now you've just presented their subconscious mind a problem. Who do you know? And then their subconscious mind is going to begin to work. So that's why you want to frame it that way. So I am not saying the same thing, because sometimes when I say this to people, they think that I'm saying the same thing. They think that I'm saying, you can ask it, do you know somebody looking to buy a house or sell a house or invest in real estate? I'm not saying that. I'm saying, who do you know? So we got to put a who in front of that do. That's what you need to say. That's how you need to ask it. Forces the subconscious mind to come up with a solution. All right. So, but it is old fashioned and it works. All right. They say invite sellers with expired listings and for sale by owners to your open house so they can see how you work. Great strategy. So if you are going to work the for sale by owners and the expireds, when you do an open house, definitely invite them to come to the open house so they can see what you could do for them. So that's a great advice right there. Add value and solve problems online. All right, so now this is kind of where we're jumping into social media. It says social media is an essential tool for real estate agents. Shoot for a mix of personal and professional content 3 or 4 times per week. Now, depending on who you talk to as it relates to post and posting and the effectiveness of posts and how often you should post and frequency of posts, like you're going to get varying opinions, period. Like there is no one size fits all as it relates to that. So I'm going to tell you that now. This is just their opinion on the matter. And they're saying a mix of professional and personal and put content out 3 or 4 times per week. That's what they're saying. Says 80% of your posts should inform, educate, and entertain. 20% should directly promote your business. All right. So social media. Social media is it's a platform to socialize. That's why it's called social media. That's what it's about. Socializing. Right. So in socializing on social media, likes, they're important. Comments, they're important. So a lot of times it ain't even really about what you post. It's about you commenting on other people's posts. It's about you liking other people's stuff. It's about engagement. Even if you talk to the algorithms, talk to Facebook, talk to Instagram, talk to the TikTok people. They don't care about how often you post. They care about how much interaction you're doing on the platform. They want you to interact on the platform. That's why the whole likes, comments, things, and all that stuff works. That's how stuff go viral, through people's interactions and engagements. So you want to use social media and you want to leverage the interaction aspect of it, right? So even when you do posts, if somebody comments on your post, you comment on their comment. You like their comment, right? So if that's how you're going to approach it, it ain't really about how often you post. It's about what do you do from a standpoint of engagement with people that you're connected to on whatever social media platform that you're using. Post just makes it easy to attract people's attention, but the engagement still has to take place. And if all you're doing is spending your time doing the post and you're not commenting on the comments and you're not thanking people for liking it, and if you're not commenting or liking other people's stuff, if you're not doing that stuff and all you're doing is posting, people are going to start ignoring you. It's going to happen. So with social media, you got to remember. So now every time you hear social media, y'all gonna probably think, socialize. I need to be socializing on social media. That's why they call it's a media for you to socialize on. Social media. That's where the name comes from. All right. So now, adding value is key. I think adding value is key across the board, whether you're doing it digitally or you're doing it in person. You all need to start thinking of ways of how you provide value to the marketplace, right? Right? And the marketplace includes clients, it includes customers, it includes people that you work with, right? For you all that are familiar with our core ideology, our core mission is to provide a greater experience for every stakeholder in the real estate community, to provide a greater experience. That's our way of saying providing value to the marketplace. That's our mission, to provide value to the marketplace. And there's a number of ways that you can do it. Yes, you can do it on social media, you can do it in person, but the big thing is you need to figure out how you provide value. You need to make yourself valuable. And guess what? You don't need any assistance or any help to make yourself valuable. By going through the real estate classes, by passing that real estate exam, you know more than any buyer, than any seller. By just doing that, you know more. There's more that you know as it relates to real estate than any buyer, than any seller. So even if a buyer tries to come at you or a seller tries to come at you, feeling that, you don't know what you're doing, that you knew, whatever, you know more than them, period. So that level of confidence you need to be bringing to the interaction, to the engagement. You got to be confident. You guys have got to be confident in this business, because if you're not confident, then everything that I just said as it relates to lead generation is not going to work, right? You got to bring, and a lot of times you're not going to do it. You're not going to do any of the stuff that I said do if you're not confident. You got to be confident. You have to embrace the fact that you know more than them. You're the professional. You have the prestige. You have the real estate license. You fulfill the requirements. You know what you're doing. You got to believe that, period, over anybody else that doesn't know. Now, do you know more than I know? No, right? But it's because of my years of being in the business, my experiences. But you know more than them. I mean, I got a license too. You got a license, we got a license. So yeah, if you try to compare yourself to me or some other senior agent or some other competing agent that's been in it for 30 years, then yeah, they do know more than you. But that ain't got nothing to do with your interactions with the marketplace, with customers. That ain't got nothing to do with that. So you don't have to take that apprehension in there with you when you're talking to a prospective buyer. Those feelings of inadequacy or newness because you just passed your exam. You ain't got to take none of them feelings in there with you in that conversation with them. You take in there with them, I passed the exam. I fulfill the requirements. I know what I'm doing. I'm going to help you buy a house because you don't know how to do it, because you ain't went to the classes and you ain't take the tests and you ain't signed up with the greatest brokerage firm in Houston that's going to make sure that I know what I need to know to take care of you, right? So I know I'm valuable, that I bring a lot of value to the table as a real estate professional. So that's got to be in the forefront of your mind. All right. And yes, you can definitely utilize social media as an outlet to provide value to the marketplace. And the way that Roush says it, information, so you can inform people, you can educate people, and you can entertain people. So inform them, things that's going on, things going on in the city, just making them aware, right? Educate them. If something that you learned that you thought was pretty cool, let your people on social media know what you learned, right? And entertain them. People love watching stuff. You know, the most viral videos are the ones that are entertaining. So figure out a way to entertain people, right? Catch their eyeballs. That's how you're going to garner a lot of attention. So most of your posts need to follow that formula. Informing people is, so when you decide to send a post, is this informing them? Is this educating them? Is this entertaining them? If it's not doing any of those, hey, save it, right? Because they're not paying attention. All right. Okay. Now, Tina Wilcher, my friend, says, Tina Wilcher adds value by posting educational videos on topics such as decluttering or finding the right contractor for your home. As realtors, we know how to do so much stuff. Educate your clients and prospects with posts like how to prepare your home for selling, how to make a home office feel more comfortable, or how to set up a space for the kids to do their work, she says. And she's right. Like, those are good things that you could educate people on that are not real estate stuff. Like the whole how to buy a house process for buying a house. You know, that stuff's kind of played out. Like a bunch of people are doing that. Defining certain terms. Like, buyers don't care what earnest money means. Like, they don't care what that means. You know, what buyers care about is, you know, most buyers approach the home buying process with a level of fear. They're uncomfortable about it. So educate them on things that can help with their understanding so they can have a better grasp of what they're about to experience, right? They're afraid of the experience. So lighten that load for them through how you educate, through how you inform. And the same thing with sellers. Sellers is probably good to inform them about stuff that's going on near them, going on in the market. Like, you know, me, I own my home. I don't care. I don't have any desire to sell my home anytime soon, but I'm curious about how to market. I'm curious to see how my home compares to, you know, from a value standpoint to the market. I'm always concerned about that. That's something that will always grasp my attention, whether I'm thinking about selling a house or not. So so sellers is a great way to inform, and entertaining, that's going to hit everybody. So if you that realtor that's entertaining realtor, making people laugh, making people feel good about themselves, you know, making people forget some of the negative aspects of their life. If you're that guy that can take them to a different place and they can connect the fact that you're a real estate agent as well, then that's going to work wonders for your business too. All right. So real quick, the last couple of things, like I said, I encourage you guys to go back and read the article. This is a great article. You don't have to don't try to apply everything. Just figure out, come up with one thing, right? Matter of fact, we're going to do that, right? You know, you know, the last stuff, you know, use more video. I agree. Use video and whatever marketing, whatever you're doing, use video. It's real easy. Well, I got to the point I used to do, if you met somebody and say you are sending them, your contact information, you're sending them your business card, go ahead and text them a video. Just saying, hey, it was a pleasure meeting, you know, pull your phone out. Hey, it was a pleasure meeting with you. I'm so glad that we got connected today, and I'm looking to do business with you. And then boom, just like that, send them a video, right? Or guess what? Say you get a new client. Say somebody refers you a client, and you know, say you call them, they don't answer the phone. Follow up with a video text, not just a regular text. Follow up with a video. Say, hey, this is Michael with Brooks & Davis Real Estate Firm. You know, so-and-so just gave me your information, said you're looking to purchase a home. So I was reaching out to you to talk about what the next steps are. Give me a call back. My number is 713-817-8370. Boom, send it. The end. You know, so that stuff works. You know, that stuff sets you apart. That stuff makes you be perceived as first class, right? So yes, use more video, and there's a number of ways you can use video. Be more active online. We already kind of talked about that. Social media, media for socializing. So that's the kind of activity that people want to see. You know, that's how you engage on social media. You know, not just posting things, but commenting, liking on other people's stuff. But yeah, one of the things that Brandon talked about, getting a landing page, right? Get your landing page, start pushing it out. Start sending out emails, right? You know, that's the kind of stuff. You know, YouTube channel, right? If you look at Brooks and Davis and how we approach this digital space, right? We got a business Facebook page. We got a private Facebook page. We have a YouTube channel. We use Constant Contact to send out emails, right? So, you know, those are the main components of our digital space, and we use them for different reasons, right? And on top of having a website and all that other stuff. So that's what being more active online is. Be able to help, be ready to help during life changes is another recommendation. And then I feel like this is the most important part, the most important one, be consistent. No matter what you do, no matter what you choose, no matter what vein you decide to go into, with any of the things that we talked about here, or any of the things that people mention on how they're generating leads, whatever you choose, make sure you're consistent. You gotta stay patient with the process. Doing real estate is like planting a garden. It is. First of all, you can't start planting a garden hungry, thinking that planting the garden is going to solve the problem. Planting the garden is not going to solve right now hunger, right? It's not. So if you approach real estate and you need this thing to move fast, you got bills you need to pay, and you need this real estate thing to turn over quick, you ain't gonna make it. It's not gonna do it. It's not gonna work out for you. Period. I'm just telling you point blank. It's not gonna work out for you if you're trying to use your right now activities and what you do in real estate to solve right now problems, financial problems, or whatever you got going on. It's not gonna happen. All right. You gotta be patient with the process. It's a pipeline business. It's like planting a garden. Planting a garden now, it's for feeding your hunger in the future. Right? So these activities that I'm telling you to do now, working with expired lists for sale by owners, nurturing your database, you know, sending out emails, working on social media, doing open houses, those activities are going to put money in your pocket in the future, right? The activities you do now, these activities that we're talking about, you doing at this moment are not putting money in your pocket right now. It's not, okay? These activities are going to put money in your pocket in the future. Now, here's the caveat. This is where I see agents lose. They get frustrated with the fact that they're doing these activities, they're doing this work, they're not seeing the results right now, and then they, guess what? Stop doing the stuff, right? They stop doing it, and they lose momentum, right? That's what I see happen. It becomes a self-proclaimed prophecy. I'm doing all this work. I'm not seeing nothing. That means it's not working. So I'm gonna stop doing it. Hey, look, nothing ever turned up. See, I was telling you that stuff wasn't working. No, you lost momentum, right? You should have stuck with it. That's like saying, hey, I'm planting this garden. I want me some tomatoes. I'm watering tomatoes. I keep watering them. I don't see nothing. All right, I'm gonna stop watering the tomatoes. And then guess what? The tomatoes not gonna grow. And then you're gonna be like, see, I told you the tomatoes wasn't gonna grow. The tomatoes was broke. No, you stopped watering the tomatoes. You stopped doing the things that you was doing because there was stuff happening underground that you couldn't see. That's the same thing in real estate. There's stuff happening that you can't see just yet, but it's gonna come. Trust us. Trust your broker. Trust your coach. Trust your mentor. We've been there. We've done it. We've built the business. We're telling you the stuff to do. Do it. Take the action. It will turn over for you. But be consistent. Don't give up on the process. Be consistent. All right. So before we finish, are there any questions? Well, I'm gonna go down the line. I want you to, if you have a question, ask me the question. If you don't have a question, then I want you to tell me one thing that you're going to implement. Yes, we're gonna start with Brandon. Go ahead, Brandon.
Quick question. Do you have a recommended email management thing for basically the auto emails?
Emails. Yeah, so I use Constant Contact. Now,
Okay.
MailChimp, so it's between these two, MailChimp, Constant Contact. So MailChimp allows you, until you get up to 1,500 contacts, you can use it. So it's a certain amount of contacts and a certain amount of emails, right? So until you hit those thresholds, you don't have to pay anything. But
Okay.
once you hit those thresholds, then it's a cost every month. And in Constant Contact, they base it on the size of your email list.
Okay.
So I would, yeah, so those are the ones that I would look into. Constant Contact, that's what we currently use, but we use Constant Contact because we got on Constant Contact like damn near 12
Yeah.
years ago, like when they first did it. But
I got
hey, look into MailChimp first,
you.
then because I feel like MailChimp is more affordable.
I got you.
Yeah, all right. All right, Pat, what you got, man? If you got a question or tell me one thing that you're gonna implement.
I know starting tomorrow, I will be implementing a social media where I know I will be making multiple posts. It'll probably be like every other day or so forth. And it's going to just be more talking more about me and just putting myself more out there.
Absolutely. Just remember this, Pat. You want to inform, educate, or entertain. Like that's how I would approach it. Inform, educate, or entertain should be 80% of it.
Okay.
And every now and again, mention business, ask for business. So 20 to 15 to 20% of it is you really pinpointing, hey, I'm a realtor, I can help you buy or sell. But the bulk of it is you educating them on something, you're informing them about something, or you're entertaining them with something.
Okay. Got it.
Okay, perfect. All right, Jamie, what you got? You got a question or one thing that you're going to implement immediately? Unmute yourself. You muted.
No, I was actually just trying to get away from my kids so I could talk. I have that noise background. But anyway, yeah. So I just want to say that this has actually been very enlightening for me. I'm really glad. Anyway, so the self-owner situation that you were speaking about, I'm experiencing that right now, and it's so frustrating. So, like to hear you speak about it today was like really, really, really great for me. So, that's what I'll be implementing in.
The for sale by owner, like the techniques that I talked about as far as working with the for sale by owner, dating a for sale by owner, not trying to get the business right now, but just being around long enough.
Well, I've actually been doing. That's why it was so ironically funny because I've been dating. That's what I've been doing. I've been dating the owner, and it's so frustrating because it's just like I know the person, just like you say. Like for me, I don't think always knowing the person is. I don't want to say that because that would be what's the right word? Anyway, I can't think of the right word, but. It's going against what you said, and that's not what I'm trying to do. But anyway, yeah, it's very, very frustrating. So I'll talk to you about that more in coaching, and that's all I want to say. So
okay,
yeah.
All right, good. All right, let's go with Valerie. Valerie, you got any questions, or give me one thing you're gonna implement immediately?
So I will implement the meetups, the coffee meetings, more, entertaining the people that I know and that I can get to know to, combine our businesses.
Absolutely, and be consistent with it, right? So,
right.
Man, I got to the point, man, I was scheduling about 2 or 3 of them a week, just different people. Again, trying to get to those 10 thank you cards, sending out every week. And think about that part of it too. Send them, even if you meet with them, have some coffee with them or lunch or whatever, and then follow that up with a thank you card. It leaves a big impression on people, and that's what you're trying to do.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Good stuff. All right. Let's go with Tempest. Tempest, what you got? So either a question or something that you're going to implement immediately. Tempest, you there? All right, we might have lost Tempest. Okay, Shantae.
Okay, I do have a question, and then what I am going to be trying to work on more is the social media part of it.
Okay.
But I also have a question about the open house. Do y'all normally provide the resources for the open house, or is there something that I would have to need to maybe try to set up?
So like yeah, we'll provide the resources.
Okay, so I would like to work more on that because I think I'm better in person than, more than a social media thing. But I work on both.
Yeah. So one of the things that I'm gonna start working with all of us on are limiting beliefs, right? So what you said, Shantae, was a limiting belief of you're better in person than you are on social media, and that's not true. All right. Now, it's not true. Now, you may have a preference to do in person than social media. And a lot of times, because you have a preference of doing in person over social media, then you probably get more results in person over social media. But it's not because you're better in person, it's because through your preference, you're more effective because you prefer that, right? But you can become just as effective in social media. It just takes you learning that skill. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're gonna get rid of them.
Getting more comfortable with doing that.
Yeah. We're gonna get rid of them limiting beliefs because we have a bunch of them.
Okay.
All right, good. All right. Thank you, Shantae. Thank you for sharing. All right, we got Terry and Terica. Y'all have questions? Terica, you got a question? I know you're at work. You muted.
No, I don't have no questions, but I am going to implement the confidence in my business.
Yes. And starting with passing that exam.
Yes.
Yeah, because we passed it the first time.
I got it. I got this.
Absolutely. So you and I, we're gonna do a session. We're gonna make sure you're ready, and you're gonna pass that exam the first time.
Okay.
All right, perfect. All right, look like we got Tempest back. Tempest, we was calling your name, girl. You had left. So you gotta, tell us.
No, my internet was going in and out.
Oh, I got you.
So I was looking like that when I got back on camera because it wouldn't come back on.
All right, well, if you have a question, give us a question. If not, tell me one thing that you're gonna implement immediately.
Because it was so in and out, I did happen to I did happen to catch what you were going over in regard to I wrote it down. Oh gosh. I hate losing stuff like right when I have it, but I had wrote it down. Okay. But I would have to shoot. I couldn't really catch a lot because I was in and out. I feel so horrible about that, and I don't like it.
No, that's okay. It's all right. Well, the great thing is it's recorded, and in about a week, it's gonna be on the YouTube channel, and you can go back to it, and you can see.
Oh no, when you were, that's what it was. When you were talking about, because I remember that's why I put me in the chat. When you were talking about like if you're the kind of agent, that like you make your clients laugh, and like basically building that rapport with them to get comfortable with them. That's something that is actually my natural personality, like as far as who I am as a person. But I've been having it in my mind that I have to be, this stern professional, because it's like, well, how is my natural personality gonna go over, with my clients? And I mean, from talking to the people that I've been talking to recently, I've noticed that when I don't sound so scripted and so, by the book, and I'm, my natural me, and we laugh and we joke and, we engage in conversation, that, it typically does go over a lot better. So I would have to loosen up.
Oh yeah, so absolutely. Like you're not going, I put it like this. The level for where you're trying to go, the level of success that you want in your business is going to require the tempest that is the person you just described. Like that rigid tempest that you thinking, like that person ain't gonna make you no money in real estate at all. So whoever's, but the thing is, I think that's a story that you've told yourself. Because has anybody ever told you that? That you have to be more rigid and more professional? Nobody's ever told you that, right? Like that's a story that you told yourself, that's the kind of person you need to be. So you need to change your story. Matter of fact, you don't want that person at all. Like get that person out of there, man. Because the type of business that you're going to attract business, and this is for everybody. We attract business with our personalities, right? People want to do business with a person, not a robot. So when you begin to try to force a personality, people can connect. They see that, they can recognize that, right? And don't nobody want to do business with nobody that's doing that. We want to do business with people that are secure in their own skin, that are confident, that are all of that. That's what we want to do business with. So I said all that to say, a lot of times we do that though. We try to wear this personality that we're not really comfortable in. We try to wear that personality because we're trying to avoid making a mistake. And the reality is that you're going to make mistakes, period. Like there's nothing that you can do to stop it from happening. It's gonna happen. You're gonna make mistakes. So you might as well just enjoy being you and deal with the mistakes when they show up. Because the reality is that you're not gonna make as many mistakes as you think you're gonna make. But right now you think you're gonna make a whole lot of mistakes because like I'm new, I don't know what I'm doing, I don't know what I'm talking about. Like I know what's going on in y'all head. Like I've been there, we've been there. I know what you're thinking right now. The reality is you're not gonna make that many mistakes. Just number one, you got too much support around you. You got too many layers of support, right? So you're not gonna make that many mistakes. And for you to really enjoy this business, be yourself. Like you're not gonna enjoy this business being that rigid professional tempest. Like you're not gonna like doing the business like that. So we ain't gonna do business like that. We're gonna do business like Tempest LaFontaine. All right. All right. Good. All right, before we wrap it up, anybody have any other questions? Did I get everybody? I think I need Terry. What's up, buddy? My man Terry Walter. Terry Walter used to be a realtor with us. I think he might be in California. Terry, you there? All right. Oh, there we go. What up?
How you been, dude?
Man, I've been good, man. How about you?
I'm good, man. Thank you for sending me those text messages, bro. I've been just trying to slow my schedule up so I can tune in to you guys.
Come on, man. You know I got to keep you in the loop.
I got you, bro. Appreciate that, man.
You in Houston or you still in LA?
I'm in Houston. I'm in Houston actually filming, producing a television show right now for Roku. So keeping myself busy.
There we go, man. How's the family?
Huh?
I say, how's the family?
Everybody doing good, man. We staying safe.
Good. Well, man, it's good to hear from you. Yeah, you know, you still a part of the affiliate program, you know.
I already know I'm on the family, man. I'm part of the family. I ain't going nowhere. I definitely, because I have to do my continued education because I want to get back involved. I know I got to take my courses, so I want to link up with you, just kind of get details because I'm way behind right now.
I got you. Well, look, whenever you get a free moment, man, just hit me on the text or call me and we'll talk through it one-on-one.
Okay, bet. Appreciate you, Mike.
Hey, man, I'm glad you jumped on today, bro. Good talking to you.
All right, for sure, my man.
Yeah. All right. Anybody have any other questions before we wrap it up? If none, man, I really appreciate y'all coming on. I think this was good. I think this was a good one, man. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I surprise myself with some of the things that I come up with. So again, I want you guys to take action, right? That's the word of the day. Take action, take what we talked about. I know Timbers was having some internet issues. Maybe if anybody else is having internet issues, in about a week, we'll have it uploaded to the YouTube channel and you'll be able to see it. So relook at it and then let's get to work. All right. I'll talk to y'all later, man. Y'all have a good one. Oh, hold on. Also, before y'all leave, if you have not scheduled your coaching sessions, schedule your coaching sessions with me every week. Every week, y'all need a dose of Michael G. Davis. All right. So we get on track, get this business, build this business the way that it's going, get on track with me. Also, if you've already been connected with your mentor, make sure you're reaching out to your mentor at least once a week to make sure that's on track and that they're guiding you through that success in real estate machine. So make sure you logged into Thinkific and that you're utilizing that success in real estate machine. So because that's what teaches you, gets you an understanding of the transaction, real estate transaction. All right. Now, with that being said, y'all enjoy y'all day, man, and we'll talk to you later.